Oops. I did not mean for that to happen. Whatever. Here I am, once again on my own. Hi, I'm here from the Times Square ad. Yeah. You're right, you're right, you're right. Hello. Hello. Oh god, why does it keep breaking? Scary. I'm gonna get some more water and then we'll start, okay? Saya no uta. Ugh, I need water. Ugh. How is the volume? With I don't know why that keeps breaking. What the hell's going on? The heck is going on? How do you feel about the oh no. Here, let's fix this. Let's fix this live. Behind the scenes action. Whoa. All fixed. It's all good? I saw a certain ad in Times Square. What is this? Shut up. Don't lie. So stupid. Get them at the That's my freaky ass bed. Yeah, my patch? Hell no. Hell no. I'm new here? Is this like, are these jokes? Yeah, my bed's super creaky. It's been broken for a long time. The metal frame is broken because I always have to lift it up because my bed is right in front of the breaker. So I'm constantly lifting up my whole bed to move it from in front of the breaker. And yeah, I actually broke it. What happened? Strong? I guess. You kind of just do what you have to do, right? No, you can't have her whole gooter out. What the fuck? This is not... We can't even play the game. Her whole gooter is not in my face, man. It's not even a game anymore. I guess I'm kind of strong. I don't know. What version? You know Saya is on Steam, right? It's on Steam. It's on Steam, so we can actually do it, and I shut off all the voices, so it should be good. Yeah. I don't know if I'll play through it all in one sitting. It's like 6 hours, but I will try to play through a lot of it. Yeah. Yeah. So it will be okay. Yeah, I remember the day. Not the day. I remember when Steam hardly had anime stuff. Anime. But yeah, I remember when Steam hardly had like anime anything. Does anybody else remember that? No. It's crazy. Anyway, I hope this looks okay. I hope this is okay. Ooh, I'm floating. There's just gonna be a big space here. We can fill it up with something of your choice. We can fill it up with merch. Where's the damn merch? Shut them right there. We can fill it up with the merch thing. How about that one? How about them apples? We fill it up with the merch. There we go. Perfect. Incredible. Amazing. Perfect. Fill it up with the merch. Perfect strategization. Yeah. Did you like that ad though? I'll talk more in depth, but yeah, I asked management. I was like, hey, I want to do this ASAP. Like, what do you think? And they were like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, I have this idea I want to do, and I've been seeing it going around, and it turns out I can do it. My friend actually told me that I should do this as well, and I was like, oh, okay. And she's really smart when it comes to that stuff. And yeah, I just did it. No, it's not. I don't give full credit to myself. I don't give full credit to myself, but I have been looking into it because of the damn what is it? The damn memes you've been seeing. All those memes. I asked. I was like, oh, somebody's like photoshopping these, right? No, it's real. It's real. The Photoshop stuff is all real. I did pitch the feed ad to management, and they're like, I guess. Yeah. They're like, I guess. And so I knew that it probably wouldn't get approved, and it has an approval time, otherwise you can't do it at a certain time. And it was still getting approved as I already put the like thing out. And you showed them? Yes, I've showed them some pretty bad things. Before I picked my lovely mama, I wanted a very specific artist to make me, and I don't think there was one safe for work thing to show them, and I was like, well, you're gonna have to. And I think Zakuro, do you know the artist Zakuro or Zankuro? I forgot the name, but they draw kind of like chubby short stacks, and I'm a huge fan. And no, that did not fly. That did not fly at all. And yeah, they were like, this is a bit too cartoonish. Zankuro. And yeah, they're like, oh, this will not go by. And I was like, damn it, fuck. I really want art from him someday. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I really like art like that. But but I've showed them many things. I've showed them some merch ideas that I probably shouldn't be showing them. Let's just say. I'm a huge fan of Super Pochako, and I like a lot of her merch, and she gives me a lot of merch ideas, so yes. Yes, that's all. I actually, like, the funny thing is, I would call myself kind of a prude, if that makes sense. Like, I like stuff, but I also like the subtlety of stuff. You catch my drift? Yeah, you catch my drift? I like the subtlety of stuff as well. Like, I don't like it just all out there all the time. I like the subtlety sometimes, you know? That's all. That's all. I feel like people think of me as such a prude, but I think when you're all out about it, and I think when you're like putting on full blast, it kind of gets boring after a while. People get bored. It's just not the flavor. It's just not the flavor. Yeah. I wouldn't even call it class. I just almost displayed my feet across Times Square. So I don't know if I'd call that class. You know what I mean? I don't think you'd call me a classy person for that kind of thing. I wouldn't call myself classy. But I gotta say, I don't know, that's my thoughts on the matter. Like, I got asked as well, like, will you do a fetish tier list? And in my head, I'm like, why would I put that out there for everyone to know? You know? Isn't it better when, like, people can just guess? If I'm like, yes, I like fuck, sex, boob. It's like, come on. Like, come on. You know? And also, it's gross. I think it's gross. You know? I think it's gross. I think for me, personally, I think it's gross to look at that. Like, for myself. And I think, like, anybody who's like, I like double penetration inflation, I'm like, holy fuck. Like, calm down with the words a little bit. It's a little too much. No, I don't mind if other people do it, but for me personally, it's just way too much for me. I would much rather, like, I don't know, people come up with their own conclusion, I guess, sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, there's some crazy shit out there. There's some crazy stuff, I will say. You can like some crazy wild stuff. I truly think, this is my opinion too, I truly think that all fetish stuff comes from, like, a freak accident when they were a kid, or like how they grew up. How they grew up. That's what I think. Because I have had this friend, and she, you know, let's just say she liked girls, but she only liked older women. And I talked to her, I was like, what makes you like them more? And she was like, oh, well, when I was younger, a lot of, like, older women babysat me. And like, as I grew up, like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, wow. Like, and I think that's truly how it clicks. I'm being real. I think that's truly how it clicks. And I mean, good for her, I guess. I don't know. Date a 50-something-year-old when you're like 20-something. Good for her. We used to play Dota together, and and she would always scare the hell out of people. I haven't talked to her in a while, but she was a funny lady. Yeah. I think that's true for most, but not all. It's true, I did go to a carnival once. That's what I'm saying. What are you talking about? What am I ever talking about? Let's be real. What am I ever talking about? No, the worst part is I got her into Dota and she has more hours than me now. I haven't spoken to her in like years. Sadly. But she has more hours than me now. And I feel kind of bad. It was my fault for getting her into Dota. Yeah. Anywho. Let's start playing. I did try this a little bit. I did try the game a little bit. But yes, I was raised by cute anime girls. Ruined her life. Oh, because I let her play some Dota. I said, man, you should hop on some Dota. And we played some Dota and it was over. It was over. Yeah. You know some of my kinks are? You might. That's on you. That's whatever you want to believe. Whatever is your jurisdiction is your thoughts and whatever it may be. That's all. Should I play Dota? No. No. Before we get into this, I've been talking so much. Get to the damn VN. But the thing about Dota is when you first play it, it sucks. It's the worst game ever. This game is too hard. This game sucks. It makes no sense. Worst game ever. The worst game of all time. Dota. Horrible. Horrible. Horrible game. Worst game ever. Not fun. Too much to understand. Too much to handle. But then, suddenly, things start clicking. Things start clicking and you're like, oh, it's starting to click. Like, I'm starting to understand. Like, I'm starting to understand what the items do and how to build them. And then suddenly you have like 3,000 hours in the game. I swear. I swear that's how it goes. I'm not kidding. It's real. And before you realize it, yeah, that's what happens. No, I'm being serious. That's truly how it is. Dota is scary. Dota is a scary game. Yeah. I've been watching some Dota streams a little bit and I'm like, man, I want to get back into it. And then I'll look at the game. I'll even look at the like thing of it on Steam and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go for a walk. I'll go for a walk or a jog instead. And then suddenly I don't want to play Dota anymore. That's why I haven't played it on stream. Also, like, I think who was I speaking to about this? Was it Poco maybe? I don't know. But like, when you like a game and you think you're pretty like okay at it, you know what I mean? Like you're okay at the game, you like it, whatever. And then when you play on stream, people expect you to like get it and be really good, right? But on stream it's different. And if you suck, it's like people are staring at you like, you like this game and you're like this? So it's hard. It's hard. It's very difficult. You suck at every game, so just play what's fun. Just play what's fun. Honestly, not all games should be about doing well. I think tryhards kind of ruin games a lot as well. Because the whole point of a game is having fun, no? That's all I'm saying. And yeah, I've been going for runs and jogs. I wanna get into better shape, especially before fall and then winter comes and it's too cold to do that. Yeah. All right. Let's get into it, shall we? All right, start. This story is a work of fiction. The procedures and conditions described herein are imaginary and do not reflect actual medical practice. This work of fiction contains grotesque images that may disturb some viewers. Please select how you'd like such images displayed. I think I already did this. Yeah. I want them all to be... Well, we're starting click, okay. Let me turn it down a little. Wow. Yes. They're like, how do you want it displayed? Already gone. The wriggling mass of flesh burbles. Donald Duck. 3 such creatures sit around the table in front of me, slurping filthy sludge from their cups as they trade whines, growls, and sounds that I cannot describe. I can't do so much of this. You know what? We get it. By listening carefully, I am able to grasp the gist of their conversation and respond when it is required of me. This is necessary to avoid arousing their suspicion. However these creatures look, they are my friends, apparently. I wish that I could still deny it, but I gave up on that a long time ago. Night after night, I went to sleep, praying for an end to this nightmare, only to wake up each morning to the same twisted hellscape as the day before. I know now that I have to blend in, that I have to act like one of them. Such has been my life these past 3 months, and so it will remain until the day I die. Here, I can do it. I can do it. I just spit out water. I almost choked on it. Judging by its tone, this one must be Koji, and the one next to him, squealing more than the others, is probably Omi, which means that the one next to me is Yo. Though I can no longer see any traces of her once attractive features, I try my best to ignore the rotten stench of excrement that issues from her quivering flesh. That issues? Everything has changed. Or almost everything. By some cruel trick of fate, my relationship to the world alone remains the same, as if an insane architect took the blueprints of my life and rebuilt it out of blood and gore. These monsters and I were part of the same college club. We studied together, ate together, we even went skiing together every winter break. Now these are but painful memories of days that will never return. If only no one recognized me, I might have been able to disconnect myself from the world. It would have been comforting, in comparison, to believe that I had been abducted by aliens, or that I had stumbled through a gateway to hell. But no, this is beyond a doubt the city where I was born and raised, the society that I was part of for 20 years, save that I, and I alone, can no longer see it that way. The world as I knew it is gone. I have no place to call home. Do I have to voice these things? Do I have to voice these things? Anyway, I can tell that whatever they're discussing is of no importance to me. I decide to keep quiet while pretending to listen. But just then... Hey, Fuminori, one of the flesh beasts says as it swivels its bloodshot eyes towards me. What do you think? About what? I try desperately to suppress my loathing and behave normally, but my hoarse voice ruins the attempt. We're talking about this year's ski trip. You're coming too, right? That's the best I can do. Yes, this is extremely gross. This is extremely gross. A slimy hole near the top of the creature writhes nauseatingly as it vomits some semblance of words. That must be Koji's face, or what I would have seen as such 3 months ago. Unable to stomach the sight of it, I avert my eyes and give a neutral answer. I don't know. You have other plans? Not really. These are my closest companions. One of them had even wished to be more. How many nights have I spent crying in loneliness, lamenting the friends who no longer exist? In 3 months my tears ran dry, and now there is only loathing left in me, surrounded by hideous creatures that I can only assume are Koji, Omi, and Yo. I spend each day trying to act as I always have. If I fail at this, I'll surely be sent back to the hospital. Only this time, I'll be locked away forever. No matter what, I won't let that happen. I mean, it's not like physical activity could affect your injuries, right? I'm not sure. I'll ask the doctor during my checkup. That's it. I can't look at them or bear their screeching any longer. Also, how is my sound and everything? Is it good? Mm-hmm. And yeah, you'll be disgusted if you're eating. Yeah. It's good? Okay. Also, let me find a good image for a spoiler just in case. Just in case, just in case. You know what? This is the spoiler image. Okay? If we have to spoil anything, this is the spoiler image. Okay? I jumped to my feet, desperate to escape. Hey, Fuminori! A spray of stringy slime from the cilia around its voice box flies at me. I try to cover myself, but too late to keep the slime from splattering across my face like the yolk of a rotten egg. I'm about to lose it. I want to grab a chair, a desk, anything within reach, and use it to smash the life out of this creature, ending it all. I barely suppressed the impulse. Ooh, my feet got stuck. I mustn't let on that something is wrong. However, they look to me. This is their world. I'm the outsider here. Like I said, today's my checkup. I've got to go. Struggling to put on a smile, I reach into my wallet, pull out the first bill I find, and put it on the table without even looking at it. I don't care about the change. I just need to get out of here, now. Later, I mutter hastily and flee the cafeteria. I'm not crazy.
Hey,
says Takahata Omi. Wait, Takahata Omi. God, I'm so bad at pronouncing names. But yes. Thus far, what do you think? I just want to say, thus far, what do you think? What? What was what? That's his voice.
Hey.
Yeah. It's very interesting. I hope you like it more. Yeah. It is very interesting. It gets very gross. It's pretty graphic. It's pretty weird. I hope that's okay though. Yes. I hope it's good reading. So I just want to say, before we delve into it a bit further, I'm not the best at reading. My brain reads a lot faster than my mouth can, have it come out. So it's a bit difficult for me. So I'm actually trying to learn as well. Yes. So if I mess up stuff, yeah, that's all. That's all. But this is a bit graphic. It's a bit strange. It's a bit weird. Sorry, hiccup. But, yeah. That's all. Yes. We'll see if, we can, I might try to play through a lot of this. We'll see. But it is very long. I want to try to finish it, but it depends. I haven't played this in a long time. And I know it gets very graphic, so I might have to skip some of it. But yes. Yes, that's all. Yeah.
Hey,
says Takahata Omi.
Why don't we go somewhere we can skate for this year's trip?
Is that a woman or a man? I forgot. Tsukuba Yo frowns at the suggestion. I think this is a guy. Yo. What kind of voice did I do?
Skate. But why go to a ski resort to skate? Haha,
Oh, no. Wait, what? Give her a break. I'm confusing myself. What? Can I keep it up? Probably not. But he's not gonna be here the whole time. But yeah.
Give her a break, Tsukuba. It's all she talks about these days.
Tono Koji supports Omi with a laugh. Her impromptu suggestions are nothing new, and it's Koji's role as her boyfriend to provide backup. They're a good match for each other, Yo thinks. Sometimes it makes her jealous. Oh god, I'm having a really difficult time knowing who's saying what. So it's getting really difficult. I don't know who's saying what, and it's not really telling me who's saying what. We'll see.
I mean, she'd seriously never gone skating before I took her the other day.
No, wait, that's the guy.
I mean, she'd seriously never gone skating before I took her the other day. Hey, is it really that strange? Not many people start skating in their 20s, you know. I was scared when I was little. Those shoes looked like big knives. But you picked it up just like that? That's pretty amazing, Omi. It's a lot like skiing. You keep your weight forward and use the angle of the shoes to steer.
Who's saying what?
You made it sound so easy. I figured I should give it a try. And it was fun.
So it was a date. Yo feels a stab of envy. Koji and Omi enjoy their time together, as normal lovers do. That's certainly not something that should make her jealous. It's just that her luck in love has been bad. Oh wait, what kind of voice should she have? What kind of voice should she have? Oh, wait, should it be like, oh, well... This is the hard part, picking the voices and trying to stay close to it. Soft voice? No. Saya has the lolly voice. Yeah, she seems kind of bubbly. I forgot. Donald Duck voice? I can't keep that up. That seems a bit much, though. Why?
Oh, well, I want to see Omi skate too.
Yo keeps her voice upbeat, trying to cover up her disquiet? What? She knows that it's wrong to envy her friends. She too would be spending time with the man she admires, if not for her terrible tragedy that befell him. His is true misfortune. Her bad luck doesn't begin to compare. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Okay. It's so hard to pick between the voices, okay? It's so hard to pick between the voices. Hers is like, I'm probably gonna switch between the voices a lot because they're not fucking putting it down right. But we'll see. Let me see. Can I do like a super deep woman voice? I don't know. Let me see. Let me take some water. I think this is the blue girl. The blue girl.
So how about it? If we make the next ski trip a skating trip too, it'll be twice as fun.
What kind of voice?
But you can skate at a skating rink, can't you?
I can't choose between the fucking voices. But you can skate at a skating rink, can't you? Why go all the way to a ski resort? Okay, it's so hard to choose between the voices.
I don't want to skate indoors. I want to skate outside, on a lake or something.
That sounds fun, but won't it be crowded? While speaking, Yo sneaks a sideways glance at the young man sitting next to her. I gotta do like a better voice. I'll try to remember the voices. Although the conversation has involved only 3 people so far, there are in fact 2 couples at the cafeteria table. Yo's boyfriend, though there's still some doubt over whether he could be called that, is beside her, as silent and expressionless as a statue. He looks a little... His posture's a little funny. He's got a little funny posture. He's like, wow. Hey, Fuminori. Oh! I can't... Wait, how... This is
Don't worry, Coni. You're doing great, kid. Grandpa hopes that you're doing well and still rocking the Tiger Kigurumi in the free world. Bless up.
Love you, bro.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. Anyway. What kind of voice does this dude have? What kind of voice does he have? Wait, why'd the music stop, dude?
Hey, Fuminori, what do you think?
Perhaps Koji sensed Yo's pain in his usual quiet and considerate way. About what? The cause of Yo's distress, Sakasaka Fuminori responds to Koji's sudden query with a vague, mumbled question of his own.
We're talking about this winter ski trip. You're coming too, right?
I can't do that well of a guy's voice. Koji speaks gingerly, as though probing a tumor. A few months ago, he would not have hesitated to rebuke Fuminori for his attitude. Their long acquaintance had forged a strong and honest friendship, but now?
I don't know.
Fuminori responds bluntly. His downcast eyes and sullen demeanor make it clear that he has no desire to break his silence.
You have plans?
Not really. Even Koji, Fuminori's best friend, cannot communicate with him as before. What hope does Yo have of breaking through his shell? The scars left by the events of that late summer day are still deep all 3 months later. Each one of their 4 bears them, not only Fuminori.
I mean, it's not like physical activity could affect your injuries, right?
Not sure. I'll ask the doctor during my checkup. As though the answer drained the last of his patience, Fuminori bolts out of his chair. Wait, is this me or is this him?
Hey, Fuminori!
Even Koji can't keep his voice from rising as he tries to stop Fuminori from leaving. Fuminori reacts swiftly, throwing his hand over his face as though to shield himself from something terrifying. Maybe some spit flew inadvertently from Koji's mouth, but that happens sometimes. Fuminori's reaction is beyond the pale. Let me try to think of, I can't think of, a good voice.
Like I said.
Fuminori snaps, making no attempt to relieve the discomfort of his friends.
Today's my checkup. I have to go.
I think this is me, yeah. Even as he tosses money on the table to pay for his coffee, he acts like he's touching something filthy. Yes, this is me. I'm so stupid, sorry. I'm reading the chat and also focusing on this. I'm very dumb. Use Markiplier voice? No.
Later.
I will do a voice for me, because if I'm the one talking and, describing everything myself, I won't, do anything different. You know what I mean? Fuminori stalks out of the cafeteria, almost as if he's running away. Cloaked in heavy silence, the remaining three lower their gaze to the table, where the abandoned 10,000 yen bill sways forlornly. Fuminori's coffee is untouched. I get so embarrassed to do the damn, the damn, sexy lady voice. I can't. I'm trying to think of it, properly. I think the other girl has more of, a Valley Girl accent, and this girl is more of, sexy,
I can't take this anymore,
Omi says with a sigh. But Koji shakes his head reproachfully.
Fuminori just needs a little more time. But it's been 3 months. What's with his attitude? I feel like I'm going crazy hanging around him. It's so hard. Hey, I don't understand what he's going through either. I don't think any of us can. Can you imagine losing your whole family like that? That'd screw anyone up. It could have happened to anyone.
Oh. Is he still talking? I don't know. Yeah.
A tractor trailer flipped over on the highway, crushing the Sakisaka family into a twisted scrap. They said it had been difficult to tell the bodies of Fuminori's parents apart.
Oh no, this is just normal. For a while, it had looked as if there was no hope for Fuminori either. It was nothing short of a miracle that he was able to leave the hospital and return to a normal life. Sorry, it's pretty difficult. I can't tell because I've been playing through visual novels recently, and I can't tell if it's just an error on their part or it's an error or it's actually in the game, because I've noticed a lot of them actually mess up that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I'm being honest with you, I can't actually tell, and I don't know if it's like that. Yeah.
He was worse when we went to see him in the hospital, remember? He was terrified of us, like he didn't know who we were. He even had to be tied to the bed. He freaked out so bad. I'm just glad he's made it this far. There's still something strange about him. What's with the way he looks at us? It's like we're not even human. Cut it out, Omi,
Koji says forcefully. Probably less out of empathy for his friend than out of consideration for Yo. While Koji's kindness makes her happy, Yo also knows that she mustn't take advantage of it. Fuminori is the victim, just as Koji said. He's the one who deserves sympathy. Yo's feelings for Fuminori are her problem, and no one else's. She doesn't blame Fuminori for not giving her an answer after she worked up the courage to ask him out. In fact, she thinks even more fondly of him for taking the time to consider than she would have had he treated their relationship casually. Apparently, the fact that Fuminori did not reject her was enough to make them a couple in Koji and Omi's eyes. They've had plenty of fun at Yo and Fuminori's expense since. The truth of it, though, is that he still hasn't given her an answer. After revealing her feelings to him, Yo didn't see Fuminori again until a week later. And then, she could only stare at his broken body through the window of the ICU. And when he finally released, after 50 days that seemed an eternity, he was somehow different. She's starting to doubt that he even remembers what she confessed to him before the accident. Now winter is coming, and her feelings hang forgotten in the cold, lonely air. I like that. I like that wording. Yeah. I just want to say too, the music in this is incredible. Also, I haven't played this or remembered the story in years. So, I do want to continue this. I might continue this actually every Tuesday, just to finish through the story. But we'll see, because I do remember that it gets pretty raunchy and crazy and pretty messed up. So it's possible that I might skip through some parts, just because. But the thing is, I've looked it up on YouTube, and there's actually a lot of playthroughs on YouTube. So yeah, I don't know. It does depend on the route, yeah. But we'll see. Is it lewd or graphic? Both. But this one is like kind of like, I have a thing on that kind of blurs it out, but we'll see. I've seen a lot of people censor stuff, but I would say it's not just about censoring the lewd. It's like, in general, it's not just lewd. It's like messed up. It's messed up stuff. Yeah, very disturbing stuff. Yes. So we will see. But it's a very good story. We'll see. Yeah. NSFL? What's NSFL? Not safe for life? I think? I don't know. I would say something like that, yeah. I've played, or not exactly played, it depends, but I've seen a lot of other Nitro Plus games. I haven't played them all because there were times where like they were hard to get, or like they were poorly translated. But there's a lot of other ones, and I think Saya no Uta is messed up and all, but I think like there's some that are really freaked up. Like I think Euphoria and Maggot Baits and stuff are a lot worse. But this one is a bit messed up too. Yeah. I think, personally, in my opinion, and it's just from how depressing it is too, I think Sweet Pool is like one of the most messed up Nitro Plus visual novels. So yeah. Some of them are Nitro Plus. Yeah. But I think Sweet Pool is the worst. Sweet Pool is a very terrifying, evil, depressing visual novel that when I was younger and I was like getting into visual novels, I looked into it and I was like, holy fuck, this is terrible. So yeah, just awful. It's disgusting and terrible. Reading is for nerds. Personally, I think visual novels are kind of cringe. It depends on what it is, but I think it's one of the best forms of like this sort of thing. It's like reading a manga, but with visuals, music, and depending on if you like it, voice acting. It's pretty cool. So, I don't know. I think it's like a cool way. I know a lot of people don't really read manga or anything, but I like reading manga, so it's like, yeah. I don't know. It's another way. We're playing Saya no Uta. Yeah. I think it's really cool. Yeah. More impact? It depends. I think a lot of them are poorly made into it, but I think some of them are really good. I think this one is very good. Now back to it. Dr. Tanbo Ryoko has never had a more troublesome patient. Whoa. Oh, wait. I forgot there's so many, like, ladies that I have to think of how I'm gonna voice them all. I think she's a bit more playful. I think the other girl is, like, the deepest, more sensual voice. And I think this one is more playful. And then, the other girl is more like Valley Girl. You want Valley Girl for her? She's a bit playful, this girl. Yeah. What do you think? What kind of voice should go for her? What do you think? Oh yeah, I can't really do that many voices. I'm learning. Southern, a gentle one.
Any changes since your last visit?
No, nothing to speak of. His voice is hard and flat. His words toss carelessly into the air. It's like he's speaking to himself in an empty room. I'll try to figure out her voice. It's kind of hard. Ryoko is a surgeon, not a psychiatrist. But even she can sense the thickness of the wall he has erected between himself and the world. How do I do this? How do I do this? Yeah. Thank you for the member. It's always so weird to get a member when you're streaming. I'll actually throw the membership thing away for now. I'll throw those alerts away for now. Sorry, because I just don't want them interrupting. Yeah.
Any nausea, dizziness, or hallucinations?
No.
No.
Sakasaka appears to be looking at Ryoko. His gaze is actually aimed at a fraction down and to the side. He's only superficially engaged in the conversation, when in truth it does not interest him in the slightest. Perfect rejection. Realizing that she can't interview him like this, Ryoko sighs and sets her chart aside. Let's try to do it better. God, it's so hard. Yeah, she's a little playful. She's not just like, hi. I gotta think. How do I go about this? Huh? It's so cringe. It's so cringe to do voices, but it's the fun part, isn't it? It's so hard. Think office lady? I guess kind of, but they're all kind of office ladies. Sarcastic tone. Careful with the voices, why? Am I doing something bad? It's always gonna be cringe, just send it. True. You don't think it's cringe? Nah, not cringe, best part. If I were to play this long enough, would I vomit? Yeah, probably.
Mr. Sakasaka, the procedure you received at the hospital was the latest in experimental neurosurgery. We explained this before, didn't we?
Treatment of the subdural hematoma through the use of micromachines. That's a mouthful, huh? A procedure available in Japan exclusively here, at T University, had been the only way to save Sakasaka Fuminori from a cerebral contusion that should have been fatal. Oh man, that's a mouthful, huh? Yeah.
With any experimental treatment, there's always the risk of unexpected complications.
Of course. Sakasaka Fuminori's lips twist tightly in what might be a bitter or mocking smile, but it is gone before Ryoko can discern its meaning.
Normally, I would never say anything to frighten a patient, but there have been reports of serious neurological disorders post-surgery. We must continue to monitor your condition carefully.
I think she is very prevalent. If I remember correctly, I don't know. Hence these weekly checkups. If only he would take them a little more seriously. Ew.
How was last week's MRI? Sakasaka asked abruptly.
Abruptly, as if to catch Ryoko off guard. MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, is a way for doctors to examine the brain in detail without opening the patient's skull. Surprised by Sakasaka's uncommon technical knowledge, Ryoko recalls his profile.
Oh, that's right. You're a medical student, aren't you?
The kind of anomaly you're worried about would show up on an MRI, right? Did you find anything?
No.
There was nothing. Not the slightest hint of abnormal activity. For a procedure with such a low rate of success, the results have been nothing short of miraculous. However, something still bothers Ryoko. She can't shake the feeling that he's hiding something beneath his guarded exterior. Some terrible weight on his soul, perhaps. But if it's an inorganic problem, then there's nothing she can do as long as he refuses to explain it. I'm fine. I've been on my own for 3 months without any problems. What can go wrong now?
Please.
No, we're not playing fucking Yick. What the hell? What even is Yick? Yick is so... It's that, like, picture of the guy that goes... Rah! And he holds onto his head, right? That's all I know about Yick, and it's, like, really cringe. Ugh. Ugh.
Please. You know that continued observation is required after these difficult surgeries. You have to trust us a little more.
I suppose you're right. I do want to trust you, Doctor. Can I come to you with anything?
Yes, of course.
Ryoko answers, smiling to cover up her irritation. Sakasaka asked exactly the same question during last week's visit.
Well then, let's pick up where we left off. Have you learned anything about Dr. Ogai?
Unable to... Oh, wrong person, huh? Unable to answer, Ryoko hardens the mask of her smile. As before, the patient is inquiring about someone whom he has no business knowing. Man, it's so hard. It's so hard to switch between them.
If you don't mind my asking, what does Dr. Ogai have to do with your treatment?
You just told me to trust you, and now you're keeping secrets? Ryoko is used to patients treating her with hostility. Some degrees of paranoia is natural when dealing with a person whose mistakes could kill you. In Sakasaka, however, she doesn't see the anxiety that other patients exhibit. His demeanor is perfectly calm, almost like a detective questioning a suspect. So hard. I mean, this guy's in a very weird situation, so I don't blame him, you know?
He left the hospital some time ago. I never had any contact with him myself.
Do you know why he left?
Yes, I believe it was personal.
Ryoko answers smoothly, her earlier hesitation gone. Having decided at the outset to lie, she has no trouble doing so with a straight face.
But why do you keep asking about Dr. Ogai? Are you acquainted?
Did you know that the doctor has gone missing?
No.
Ryoko realizes that her answer may have been a little too quick. She should have acted more surprised.
I've recently become close with a relative of his. It was she who asked me to find him.
Oh wait, no, this is him. I've recently become close with a relative of his. It was she who asked me to find him. A relative? Ryoko considers this with a frown.
I didn't think Dr. Ogai had any relatives.
Oh, who told you that?
I heard it from a nurse.
Ryoko replies, remembering that she just claimed to have no contact with the man. I see. The doctor was famous enough to have nurses gossiping about him. The doctor was famous enough to have nurses gossiping about him?
I hear he was an unusual man.
I am very bad at reading a script and reading as a whole. I'm just saying. But yes. Yes. But no one knows why he left the university? Ryoko falls silent, knowing that this isn't a topic she can brush away with a smile. Sorry. Thank you. Sakasaka seems to have finally grasped her mood, however, as his strangely stiff tone softens a little. Please, I have to find Dr. Ogai. There's a girl who needs him. Can't you help me?
Isn't this something the police should handle?
Although she makes it sound like the most obvious thing in the world, the suggestion is actually a gamble. If Ogai Masahiko's disappearance becomes a police matter, then the university will be investigated. Everyone who is involved in the incident will be at risk of exposure. And of course, that includes Ryoko herself. She knows, however, that Sakasaka is unlikely to go to the police. First of all, his excuse is obviously a lie. They already made sure that Ogai had no relatives who might come looking for him, which is why they could bury the truth of what happened. But then, how did Sakasaka, a mere patient, learn about Ogai? I hope I'm pronouncing this properly. Yeah. Who is this? I don't know. I'll just read it in her voice.
I'd be happy to help, but there's been no word from Dr. Ogai since he resigned last April.
Oh, that's her, yeah.
I can only assume that he's gone on an extended vacation.
I see. Expecting resistance, Ryoko is surprised when Sakasaka backs down. She's still worried about his condition, and the mysterious link between him and Ogai is only making her more uneasy. But as long as he doesn't open up to her, there's nothing she can do. After a brief pause, Ryoko writes progress good on Sakasaka's chart for today?
About next week's appointment. How does 4 o'clock again
Before she can finish, Sakasaka is gone. This is one of my favorite BGMs. It looks like someone sprayed the walls with pig guts from ceiling to floor. What color should the walls of a hospital be? White, of course. And to the creature of rotten flesh shambling around me, I'm sure this hallway looks as white as it should. I know, intellectually, that the walls are white. I know that flesh beasts are really human. I'm the one with the problem, and it's because I've accepted that this I'm able to lead a somewhat blah 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 blah. Let me reread that. I'm the one with the problem, and it's because I've accepted this that I'm able to lead something approaching a normal life. Even if my university's medical department is nowhere near as good as T University's, I'm still a medical student specializing in neurology. I have a basic idea of what has happened to me, though it's hard to believe. I actually used to want to study like neurology stuff as well. It's very interesting. The human brain itself is actually a very interesting thing. But my brain isn't big enough to study the human brain, so I could never. And I'd be in debt like forever, and then the next, I don't know, the next person that's alive in my family would be in debt forever, whoever it may be. Yeah. This isn't a pathological condition. Yeah, it'd probably be my mom. That's how it works, right? Debt passes down. It's amazing all the things that can go wrong in the brain. Yes, I just want to say as well, did you know that there's a medical condition that actually, I think it's, if people wake up from surgery, I think this is real. I'm pretty sure this is real. That they can actually have a new accent when they wake up from surgery, like a completely different accent when they wake up. And I think, like, I don't know what that's about, but I thought it was so interesting, and like they have to train it back. Is it true, actually? I don't know if it's exactly true. I've seen it. I thought it was fake as well, but I'm pretty sure it's real. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Surgery or brain injury? I don't think that gets passed down to relatives. I thought it did. Because that's part of the reason why I didn't want to go to college, to be honest, because I was scared that, like, oh man, like, the debt is going to pass down. I'm going to be in debt for, like, the rest of my life, and then the next person's going to be in debt for the rest of their lives, you know what I mean? Yeah. Stress can also change the makeup of your hair, too. Yeah, you get white hair. Yeah. What? What, is that sad? I don't know. That shit's I mean, I'm being real with you. That shit is no joke. That's one of the scariest things on the planet Earth. Is this unarchived? No. This is members. Deck letters will make you think it does, but it doesn't. Damn. Okay. I don't know how it works. I'm just scared of it. That's all I know. I mean, I told you I was about to go to fucking CalArts. Imagine that. Think fast about that one. I was about to go to CalArts for art stuff. Yeah, I'd be pretty scared about that one. I'd be pretty scared about that one. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, that's scary. That's scary. Yeah, the VOD's staying up. Okay, I'm just gonna say, as a point of reference, a VOD that goes down is either, like, if I just do something, like, stupid for the sake of, like, being funny or whatever, and it's, like, something crazy, wild, whatever, blah, 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 or it says unarchived. Yes. CalArts of all places, I was very into art at one point. I was very into art, yes. But CalArts is, like, the final boss of colleges, to be honest with you. Or if I get embarrassed. I mean, I actually don't get embarrassed that much by this stuff. I just fucking sprayed water as I drank it. Okay. What kind of art? I was really into sculpting, and I was really into, traditional art. I was a traditional art, but I wanted to make children's books. That was, like, my main thing. Did you used to like Steven Universe? Sadly, I did like Steven Universe, but that was not the style I did stuff in. Yeah, I was a traditional art person. And I was actually in man, I wish I had some of my old things. I kind of went crazy over art, and I got rid of all of my old art pieces that I made. I still have a picture. I was really into Stevie Nicks, and I like made a portrait of her. And there was this thing, I used to make portraits of people sometimes, and do stuff like that on the side. Yeah, I kind of did portraits, but I have no talent for it anymore. Big sculptures, no. But I used to do that. I kind of want to get back into it. Maybe for streaming. That's why a lot of like member stuff, I might do more traditional artworks and things like that just to learn it again. I don't think it'll get anywhere, but I think it's fun, right? But yeah. I used to do that stuff. I used to sew a bit. I used to make actually like little plushes and things like that. Yes, I used to do a lot of stuff like that. So yes. You love the emotes? I like your profile picture. Yes. Maybe we'll see. I have a lot of old art supplies, by the way. I have a lot. Yeah, I have a few plushes. They're not big plushes or anything. But I actually made some plushes for my mom for presents. Yeah. And she still has them. Sorry. Nope. Yeah, I just like doing things like that. I was always kind of a weirdo in the corner on my own. Sorry I'm not focusing on the game. I hope this is okay that we're not fully doing the game the whole time. Is that okay? I don't know. I think it's fun to talk, right? As well. I don't know. But I remember my god, this is so cringe. I was so cringe in school. I'm sorry. I made a life-size mommy from Madoka. What's her name? Mommy Tomoe? Mommy Tomoe? Forgot her name. Drill hair. Yellow drill hair. I made a life-size version, yes. Like her actual height. And Tomoe Mommy. Yes. And I made a life-size version of that. And it was so cringe. People were like, it was like for a project. Oh, and I had to show it. Oh, so bad. Was it taller than me? It might have been taller than me, okay? It might have been taller than me. So what? Was her head detachable? That's the funny part. That's kind of why I did it. Okay? Ha 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 ha. That's kind of why I did it. But I remember some kid came up to me in school, and he like was literally eating glue. I'm not kidding. And he was kind of an asshole. Like he was just like an asshole kid. And he was like, "What is that from?" Like making fun of me, and I was like, it's Tomoe Mommy from Madoka. And he was like, "Is that anime?" like I don't know. It's I think I'm trying to remember the story exactly, but he was. I'm not kidding. This is not something I'm like remembering poorly. He was eating glue. Like I'm not kidding. I think he was doing it as like a funny thing for somebody, but yeah, that was real. That was my first year in doing art, and then eventually I went into the higher art program in school because I was really into art and I was like actually getting far with art. I wish I could go back in time and do it again, but yes, I was getting far with art and I was like really into it. But then I just gave up. Like there was a time where I just straight up couldn't make anything anymore. I can't explain it. I don't know if it's art block or something, but it was like severe art block to where I literally could not make anything anymore, and there's nothing I could do about it, and nothing really inspired me anymore. There was only one person. She used to inspire me when I made art. Her name is Kanelia Sachiko. I was a huge fan of her. She draws like sexy guys, and I was a huge fan of her because I was a huge fan of her painting style and her like brush strokes and things like that. So yeah. But I want to make art again. Yeah. I used to paint on a canvas in my room. It's crazy. I'm thinking back to it, but thank you for this info. I'm fine. I just didn't do art. Art is hard, man. But I used to actually have like a whole canvas setup in my room, and I used to paint like all night, and I used to have to keep my windows open, and I would just wear like a big old t-shirt and just paint. And I actually painted part of a mural for school and stuff. Yeah. So I don't know, I used to like it, but now I can't do it at all. I want to get back into it. I think a lot of VTubing stuff has inspired me a bit. Yeah. I don't know. I think it was pretty cool. It was like a small piece in a mural. I wasn't like the whole mural. I'm like putting myself, putting the cart ahead of the horse right here. But it wasn't a whole mural. It was just a little part of it, and it was like I got my own little special part. Yeah. Yeah. I think art is all about having fun and trying new things that feels fun to you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Also, we're playing a fucking game about meat monsters, and we're talking about this. Pretty cool, I guess. Pretty cool. That's a part about VTubing that I like, is that it's kind of inspiring in its own ways, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's inspiring in its own ways. So, I hope you can just have fun with art, whatever it may be. Yeah. Alright, let's get back into reading this a little. Actually, before I read a little more, I guess I'll talk a little more about myself too. But I just wanted to mention this, and it might shock you. It might shock you with some of the reading. But for a long time, I was a bit of a mute, and I had a lot of trouble talking. And when I did talk again, I spoke kind of like a robot. Like, when I would talk, it would be kind of like this, and it sounded like I couldn't really speak too much. So I had to sort of train myself to, like, speak better. Yeah. And so if you ever notice, like, I'm having a hard time doing that, it's because I wasn't exactly a mute, if that makes sense. Like, I wasn't a mute, I straight up didn't talk to anybody. And I had a hard time talking to people because I had severe social anxiety to the point where, like, the words straight up couldn't come out of my mouth. I don't know if it's, like, a mute, but it's something similar. But yeah. I seem so well adjusted. I used to go to therapy and stuff for it because I just straight up couldn't speak. And I think the biggest thing, especially if you're struggling with that, is straight up just to force yourself to do things. And it sucks, but that's the best. That's the best thing you can do, is to force yourself to do things. Force yourself to do things that otherwise would hurt you and, like, suck. Yeah. It helps a lot. And sometimes I feel like a big part of it too is growing up for me, because as you grow up you start to realize, damn, people are just people. Like, it doesn't matter. So you kind of just move through it and it gets better. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people don't realize social anxiety is a very real thing. It's part of the reason why I prefer to be on the computer. Is because I don't know. It's just like I don't have social anxiety anymore, I will say that. Because I stay inside pretty often and don't talk to people, I do have, like, some whatever issues with it. But I will say that, like, I think just forcing yourself into situations and, like, doing that stuff will help quite a bit. The main thing that helped me through it was literally getting a job. If you have it and you have the option to get one, I highly suggest it. It's gonna suck, you're gonna hate it, but trust me, it helps you so much. It helps you so much. And not like I'm one to speak, I'm not like a therapist or anything, but that's just what helped me. Yeah, you had to answer phones. Oh god, that's the worst thing to do. That's the worst thing to do, man. But I'm telling you, do something like that. Do something like that. It'll help you quite a bit. I'm not a therapist or anything. I'm just saying from personal experience, that's what helped me. Yeah. 5 years of retail will help you talking to strangers. Yeah, well. Yeah, well. But personally, I think call center jobs are kind of like hell on earth, so I'd be careful with that one. Yeah, customer service will turn your fear of people into hate. True. Completely true. Yes. Connor, you're a better therapist than Kai. I did watch that stream, yeah. Yeah, it's good to just force yourself to be social. Sorry. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'll get back to the game. Sorry I went on a little tangent. You're not even playing the game! I know. I just like to talk too. Yeah. But anyway, let's get back to it. I'm trying my best to speak properly and do properly. So, yeah. This isn't a pathological condition. It's probably some form of agnosia, unlike anything that has ever been studied before. The flesh beast called Tanbo Ryoko said that the other patients had developed neurological disorders after receiving the same treatment I did. So I guess I'm just another failure. It makes me want to laugh in that know-it-all doctor's face. Fuck doctors! That said, I don't blame the doctors who operated on me. After all, I do owe them my life. I know as well as anyone how low the chance of success was, and that I had no other hope of survival. I was unlucky. That's all there is to it. The point is that my condition is untreatable. Just like someone adapting to hearing a voice, adapting to a hearing aid or wheelchair, I'd no choice but to adapt to this nauseating scenery. Of course it's hard. It wasn't easy to resign myself to this fate. But now there's more than just despair. Even for me, there is a glimmer of hope. Keeping my eyes on my feet, I hurry home. Isn't that crazy? He has to keep his eyes on his feet in order to get home properly. Yeah. Yeah. That's nuts. I like those little details in the story. I know the background. The little details in the story are so cool about like how he finds his own way to like kind of get through life and everything like that. I think it's really cool. Yeah. It is crazy. I think it's really, I'm not saying it's like, oh my god, the best writing ever. But man, it's like, it's just really cool when you read it and you think about it. Yeah. Sorry if this is like such a fucking serious thing. I just like this visual novel. I live in a quiet suburban neighborhood, in a house that's much too large for me alone. My parents, even unluckier than I ever was, died in the accident 3 months ago. I couldn't even go to the funeral for being in intensive care. I had to sell my father's business, but at least that left me with the house and enough money to live on for a while. This looks like the final boss guy, I think, from Fallout 1. What's his name? Like, the something? He's like this big flesh guy. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? He looks like this big flesh guy. It's in the Master. It looks like the Master. I think it's Fallout 1. I'll never play those games, by the way. They're too hard. Of course I'm sad, but the accident took more from me than my parents. In fact, being on my own has probably saved me. If they were still alive, my parents would never have allowed me to live with some strange girl. She better not be naked. I'm gonna freak out if she's naked. I don't think she is. Okay, what voice do I do for her? What voice do I do for her? I gotta think of what voice I do for her. What voice? I gotta think of like every time I do like a more anime voice, I sound like a classic like anime dub, like Western dub. You know what I mean? Oh my god, it's so bad. Heavily accented. Welcome home. Welcome home. As I open the door, a bright voice greets me from the kitchen. The voice is beautiful and clear as a bell, human. It's a sweet sound that washes the day's cacophony from my memory. I'm home, Saya. Even the patter of feet coming down the hallway is music to my ears. Nowhere else in the city can I hear such footsteps. Only in this house, with Saya, am I so privileged. Ooh, she looks a little rough, doesn't she? She looks a little rough, doesn't she? Oh, looking the best there, Saya. something going wrong a little bit. Look a little bad. You're late. I was a little worried. Sorry, I had to stop by the hospital today. Oh, that was today? In her smile, in the inquisitive tilt of her head, is everything that I have lost. Since my accident, this girl is the only person I've met. Perhaps the only person in the entire world who does not trigger my cognitive disorder. I absolutely love her design so much. True, her skin seems too white, and the color of her eyes and hair is probably different in reality, but even so, her form is undeniably human. And it's not just her appearance and voice either. As I bend down to take off my shoes, Saya wraps her arms around my neck and pulls me gently into her chest. Oh. Okay, no, it's fine. I get a little scared. Her skin feels truly human, not cold or slimy, and from her hair wafts a sweet, feminine fragrance. In all the world, only Saya is pleasing to my 5 senses. And what's more, she smiles at me, embraces me. She knows that she is my salvation, and for some reason is happy that I need her. If I had not met Saya, if I had not been all alone in this twisted, filth-ridden world, I would no doubt have succumbed to madness. It is no exaggeration to say that Saya alone is keeping me alive. This is her talking. Yeah. Hey, I get a little scared. I don't know if they're gonna show anything, and I'm like, you know, I get a little scared, okay? I don't remember. What did you do today? Oh, wait. No. That's him talking. My bad. What did you do today? Worked on the living room. The painting's half done. And now I'm making your dinner like I learned from the TV. Sounds good. It'll take a little longer. Can you wait? Sure, I'll do some more work in the living room. After I see the humming sigh off to the kitchen, I step into the living room. Blah. I realized one day that if the natural colors of the world were sickening, all I had to do was paint over them with colors that seemed pleasant. I went to the hardware store and bought every color of paint I could find. Then Saya and I had tried different combinations until we found one that worked. After painting the bedroom from ceiling to floor, I was finally able to get my first good night's sleep since the accident. When we first started on the living room, Saya, unsure what to do with the curtains, just painted carefully around the windows. Without a moment's hesitation, I tore the curtains down and painted over the glass itself. There'll never be anything out there that I'd want to see, and as long as we keep the storm shutters closed, the neighbors probably won't think anything of it. Dinner's ready. Can you bring it here? As she enters the living room with a tray of food, Saya sniffs the air. She looks better here when she's not looking directly at me. The paint smell doesn't bother you? Now that she mentions it, I suppose the smell of paint thinner must be building up in this closed room. It doesn't really bother me though. There are far worse smells outside. Isn't it so messed up that he literally cannot smell anything properly and see anything properly or anything? I don't know. I feel like that's the worst thing on the planet Earth. I don't know. That's all. It's so crazy. But I like the little steps they take to make life better. I don't know. It's like, what would you do if this happened to you, you know? I do wonder if this happened to anybody. Because if you think about it, you can't tell if somebody's seeing the same colors that you are. Happened to my buddy Joe. Isn't that crazy? You can't tell if somebody's seeing the same colors that you are. If anything is if people are seeing the same things that you are exactly. I don't know. I think that's so crazy. That's a crazy thing to think about. That's why I think this is really an interesting, interesting story. Yeah. The whole gold dress versus blue dress argument. Kind of like that. Yeah. I've heard of some people that can see more colors. COVID can ruin your sense of smell. It's rotten. Damn. There's a occurrence of somebody becoming really good at math because of head trauma. Yes, I heard of that actually. I need that so bad. Yeah. I think also that one time I had a dream that I saw another color. And when I woke up I couldn't see it properly. But I had a dream that I saw another color. And I was trying to tell people about the new color. But I couldn't explain it, you know what I mean? And I still can't really I don't know what that was. Yeah. I don't know what that dream was. I don't know, I can't exactly explain it. I can't remember exactly, but yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I would be honest about what I'm experiencing to the doctors too. But they'd probably just kinda... The whole issue I think that he has is that if he tells the doctors what he's experiencing, they'll try to run horrible tests on him, you know what I mean? That's all. I feel like they'll just run these like god-awful tests, and it'll like ruin him. Yeah. Because usually when there's things like that, they'll do bad things. Yeah, lock him up. I don't know. Just crazy stuff. Yeah. Me when the new colors DLC drops. Or put him in a jacket. Yeah. We'll stick him in the loony bin. I wonder. Yeah. I didn't know. Does it bother you? No. I'm fine if you are. Saya, I think that was reverse. Man, they gotta say like somebody says. They gotta fucking label this properly. This is real difficult for me. They gotta label this properly. Saya sets the food on the table. Unfortunately, neither its color nor its smell is at all appetizing. Not that the food elsewhere is any different. Thanks, Saya. As has become routine, I steel myself and methodically transport the food into my mouth. The taste is as gut-wrenching as I expected, but it's not Saya's fault. I'm sure she made it exactly like the cooking show said. It's just that my taste buds can't accept it. It's not good? She asks, hesitantly. Well, no. Lying won't make Saya happy. She knows about my condition. This is crazy, too. Does that mean disgusting food would taste good to him? I wonder. You ever seen that episode of Invader Zim when everything they eat tastes like pig and pork? So all Gaz can eat is like pig and pork. Yeah. I guess it's kind of like that. Yeah, the BGM is going la 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 la. I remember that. Am I dating myself here? Am I dating myself here? I don't know. Yeah. That was a crazy episode. Don't worry about it. I'll make something different tomorrow. Sorry. You always go to the trouble of cooking, but It's fine. If I keep trying, maybe I'll find something you'll like. In my current state, eating is nothing more than an unwelcome duty. As much as I hate it, I need food to survive. If I stay alive, then perhaps one day, as Saya says, I'll be able to taste something delicious again. I met Saya, didn't I? Aren't you going to eat? No, I already ate. In all the time we've been together, Saya has never once eaten with me. I don't know why she refuses to do so. It makes me a little sad. Still, I'm not about to push the issue. Not when she's putting up with all the problems I have. Wait, is this from me? By the way, I asked about your father again. You did? See? Dr. Ogai Masahiko is Saya's father, and her only living relative. Saya has asked me to unravel the mystery of his disappearance. They still wouldn't tell me anything. I get the feeling they're hiding something. Oh. I expected Saya to be a little more disappointed. You haven't given up, have you? Oh. Shit. No. Saya responds with an unreadable expression. It's not that. She gives a little shake of her head, then smiles at me once again. Thanks for all your... Fuck. Thanks for all you're doing for me. It's nothing compared to what you've done for me. I thank her for the meal and set my chopsticks down next to the perfectly clean plate. As wretched as the taste was, thinking of the care that Saya put into it gave me the strength to finish every bite. Is it bath time? Yeah, will you wash my back? Sure. Ever since Saya moved in, it's been like having my own wife.
Jerma, stay up.
I don't know.
I forget if it shows anything.
Okay. Oh, okay. Nothing bad. Nothing. Chotto matte. No, nothing bad is actually happening. Like, nothing bad is actually happening. Nothing bad is happening. See? Nothing bad is happening. I'm just making sure nothing bad is about to happen. Okay? See? I told you. Yeah. Yeah, I told you. But I'm scared, so I'm still gonna cover it. I'm still gonna cover it, because I'm pretty... Anyway. Is this what you truly want? What am I? That you can give yourself to me, body and soul. Is this merely sympathy? Do you pity me? The exile from society? Is that enough for you to surrender yourself to such mad desire? Are you so... wanton? What does that mean? Saya is here. She is with me now. Only in the moment is her existence certain. Only when I am joined with her I can believe. No matter what cruel fate might await me, Saya, there's nothing I fear more than losing you. I don't think anything's happening, but I'm just like... making sure. See? See? I'm just kind of like... chilling. What? Like, crass bold? I've never heard of that word before. No, I've never heard of that word before. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. You can just chill and look at me. Fuminori, are you crying? I realize that my cheeks are wet with tears. Why, Saya? Why do you go so far from me? Fuminori. I don't understand it. I don't. But I'm losing myself to you more every day. I can't live without you, Saya. Honestly, I don't blame this dude because, like, this is all he has in his life. This is all he has in his life. What's behind the monkey? Nothing. But I'm scared something is gonna pop up. So we get to look at the monkey for a little while. I wrap my arms tighter around her, praying that our bodies will melt together and never again be apart. Let's hope nothing bad happens. Okay, I might actually have to... This might just be a one-time read, but it is very sad. It is very sad that it's like this. I don't know, it's crazy. It also sighs in a room painted green. Yeah, nothing's going on. Nothing's going on. I just worry. I just worry. Okay, I just worry. That's all. I just worry. So we look at the monkey for a little. Tell me, please, what must I do to keep you with me? How can I repay you? Okay. I might stop. I actually might stop playing this because I'm getting a little embarrassed. I'm scared because I don't. I'm getting a little embarrassed. They're just like laying together, but I'm just a little embarrassed. I'm not kidding. I'm a little damn embarrassed to be honest with you. We just look at the monkey, okay? We just look at the monkey. I don't know why I get a little embarrassed reading this. It's not even anything bad. They're just hugging each other and stuff, but I get a little embarrassed. I don't know. This shit is kind of embarrassing. Let's be real, Chief. I get embarrassed of this stuff very easily. I don't like to be H about it, but I get embarrassed about this stuff very easily, you know? They're literally hugging. I'm not kidding. I don't even want to say it in my voice, man. Oh, I know this is gonna piss people off, but it literally makes me so embarrassed. I want to crawl out of my skin. It makes me so embarrassed. I'll crawl out. They are actually hugging. It's not bad. Okay? It's nothing bad. I'm not kidding. I don't want to show you because it looks suggestive, but it's I swear to God. They're not doing anything bad. I swear to you. Should I just read this? You know what? I'm gonna try to read this. But I'll try to read this, and if I get embarrassed, I get embarrassed, and it's done. I'm not kidding. I get embarrassed. The monkey is chilling. The monkey is straight chilling. You know what? We need something like showing. Hold on. Hold on. Here. We need like something moving on the screen, otherwise no more. Otherwise no more. There you go. There you go. I don't even want to read this. It's not even bad. It's not even bad. It's not even bad. Damn it. I need jingling keys, Minecraft parkour, play with clay on the side, soap, whatever. Man, fine. Goodbye. Okay, I'll try to read this. Family Guy clip playing. Keep holding me. Saya whispers into my chest. I want to stay like this forever. I won't leave you, Fuminori. Ah, it physically hurts. It physically hurts. Why? Why me? Because you're all alone, she says softly, gazing up into my eyes. All alone, just like me. The sorrow in her voice resonates with my own. There's a deep loneliness in her eyes, a loneliness from which now springs boundless affection. I don't know who's... You're all I have. In the whole wide world, only you will embrace me, my precious Fuminori. Oh, the fucking anime dub voice. Yuck! Now I know. No matter what horrors in this world unleashes upon me, all I'll ever need is Saya. Okay, we're okay. We're good. She was just laying on his chest. But I just don't want anything suggestive, okay? I just don't want anything suggestive. You catch my drift? Oh my god, I get so embarrassed. Fuck. I get so embarrassed so easily. I'm not gonna lie. I do. I get so embarrassed so easily. Ugh. Ugh. Yo is determined to talk to him today. Nothing will happen as long as she hesitates. It will only prolong her suffering. The time has come to show courage once again. Bitch, put on a better shirt, cause you are falling apart. You're really falling apart. She's got her. What kind of shirt is that? What kind of shirt is that? Oh my god, why is it like cut off? Who cut that shirt for you? Who cut that shirt for you? What the heck? Yo's fourth period on Thursdays is biology. This is her one chance to see Fuminori. As a required course with many students, the lecture is held in a large hall that can seat well over 200. But since the room is usually only half full, it is rarely difficult for Yo to find the seat she wants. Yo prefers to sit near the center, where it is easier to hear the professor. Most of the students congregate in this area for the same reason. Fuminori usually sits beside her, although given the ambiguous state of their relationship, she knows better than to take this for granted. Still, she tries to save a seat whenever possible. The classroom isn't crowded today, so Yo is able to set her bag on the seat next to her without inconveniencing anyone. But when the professor arrives at the usual time to start class, there is still no sign of Fuminori. Everybody likes this guy so much. After waiting for about 10 minutes, Yo scans the room furtively. I can't pronounce stuff. I'm sorry. I read it in my head. I don't say it out loud. How often am I reading this shit out loud, okay? Thank you very much. Fuminori is there, sitting alone in the far back corner. Did he miss Yo when he came in? No, he couldn't have. And besides, no serious student would willingly sit so far away from the front. Feeling miserable, Yo slides her bag back over to herself. Fuminori is out the door the moment class ends. Yo barely manages to catch up to him before he disappears down the hallway. What kind of voice? What kind of voice does she have? What kind of voice? I'm trying to remember. She's like Valley Girl-esque, right? A bit of a Valley Girl-esque type? Rose does not enjoy social interaction. I mean, I wouldn't either. I don't know. This dude been through some schmidt. All I gotta say, he's been through some schmidt. I wouldn't either. Yeah. Fuminori. That's like bad. Fuminori jerks at the sound of his name. You would think she just screamed at him. She's like, what? He turns to her and asks reluctantly. What? What? Now that they are face to face, Yo is painfully aware of how much weight Fuminori has lost. His sunken eyes and protruding cheekbones are a far cry from features similar to her. Blech. Features familiar to her. She wonders whether he's under a lot of stress or perhaps not getting enough nutrition. Maybe it's both. He definitely looks more tense than he should. Afraid even. Though of what she can't imagine. His eyes move restlessly from point to point, and he refuses to look Yo in the eye. It hurts to see Fuminori this way. What could have changed him so? Today, she reminds herself, rekindling the flame of courage in her heart. I want to talk to you about something. Do you have some time? Is that good? You're playing this? Yes, I am. Thank you for the super. I might not actually finish all of this. Like, okay, I'm just gonna say, the idea of playing it was in my head, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna read it all and stuff, but I'm getting embarrassed of a part that's not even, like, bad, and it's too much. It is a long game, but, but in my head, I have a lot more courage than I actually have, okay, let's not be silly here, but I have a lot more courage than I actually, you know, I'm gonna try my best, but I mean, it's possible I could even do this in October as well, because I feel like this is also an October game. I don't know. Yeah, you need to chill. Isn't it kind of like doing ASMR? No. Cause, okay, let me tell you why I like doing ASMR and what I think of when I do ASMR, okay? Okay. When I do ASMR, I think of kind of like things that I would want to hear. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I like to do ASMR, because I think of things that I would want to hear, and I would want to hear said to me. You know? And that's kind of like what makes me power through it. And like, I am really embarrassed when I do it, but I kind of think of like that sort of thing. And I don't know, cause I think the best way to throw something out there for someone is think of how you would want to receive it and take it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I am scared of a lot of things, okay? So what? And what? What about it, huh? So what? People get embarrassed of different things, okay? I even get embarrassed when you can hear my like mouth go like. I just splashed all this water in my face because I was scared to drink it loud, man. Oh, this is so messed up. Fear tier list stream? Yeah, what are your biggest fears? And also, where do you live? And, what are your biggest fears ever? And, you know, where, can you pinpoint your location for me on this map? I'm just wondering. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Two things go together. Of course I've been, like, hugged before. But, I'm kind of, like, I'm not trying to, like, sound like this, but, like, touch is kind of weird to me. Like, I don't really like it so much. It's just kind of weird. I don't know. And, like, I don't know. Like, when I've, like, shooken hands with people, or, like, even, like, you know, grab something, people are like, oh my god, why are your hands so hot? And it always embarrasses me. I'm like, because it is. Because it is. And I don't know. It kind of makes me mad sometimes. I don't know. But yeah, I just kind of like, this sounds bad, but I kind of don't like interacting with people in that way. It's kind of like, I get mad easily too. I remember in school, since I was so short, this like one kid that was like sort of in my friend group, He didn't like women, okay? I was like, you know, whatever. But he was like, you're so small. I'm gonna pick you up and stuff. I'm gonna pick you up. You're so small. And I was like, you better not fucking do that. You better not fucking do that. I will make it a problem real fast. And I always used to get that kind of like stuff from people. Like even when I was younger, I used to always get like, oh, let me pick you up. You're so small. You're so small. You're so tiny. Let me pick you up. Blah, blah, blah. And it always pissed me off. It always pissed me off so much. It always bothered me. I'm like, no, get away from me. I don't like it. Yeah. I mean, sure, people have a quick temper normally. Because it's fucking annoying. You know how many times you gotta hear stuff like that? You know how many times you gotta hear stupid stuff like that? It's so annoying. It gets to be annoying in a way. It gets to be annoying. I was supposed to actually reach a height of 5 feet 8 inches. That's what I was projected to be. That was projected to be my height. 5'8". Did that ever happen? No, that did not happen. Am I sad about it every day? I just might be. I just might be sad about it every day. It's possible that I would have been pretty happy at 5'8". I would have. But I think I have a short person personality, so it would have been kind of weird, I guess, right? Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think, I don't know. I unironically, kind of like truly, and this is not a joke, I kind of get scared of like tall people. Because I don't know how to explain. It's just scary. Like sometimes it just kind of like spooks me a little bit. It depends. I don't know. It's just kind of scary sometimes. I don't know. Oh no. It is. It can be very scary. No. I have a 6'4" friend. Oh my god. I remember when I went to school, I think there was somebody that was like 6'5" or like taller or something. My grandfather was like 6'4", I think. I don't know. But there was somebody who was like 6'5", and it was like, I don't know, it was kind of scary. But I think height is one thing, but I think it all comes from personality and how you hold yourself. That's what I truly think it comes from. There can be so-called people with like small energy, as they put it, but like, you know, are like very tall, or like vice versa, people that are shorter with like tall energy. I mean, I don't know, that's what happens, you know. Yeah. What's SDE? Small SDE? Chihuahua energy. Yeah. 6'7". Imagine his pee-pee. Why are you thinking about his pee-pee? That's my question. Why are you thinking about that? Why was that your first thought, huh? Interesting. Why was that your first thought, bud? My first thought is how long his arms are. That's my first thought. How long are somebody's arms? Because sometimes some people's arms don't match up with their height, right? That's what I'm saying. Sometimes they got some like orangutan arms. You ever seen that skeleton of that monkey? And it has really long arms? That's what I think about all the time. Yeah, like what's your wingspan? That's what I think of, for real. Yeah. Yeah. If you're going to bed, have a good night. Yeah, have a good night. Yeah. Guys think about that all the time. I don't know. I think I have short arms. I think I have short little T-Rex arms, to be honest with you. I don't know. That's what I think. I think I have short little stubby arms. I think that's me. Alright, let me get back to reading it. My bad. The courtyard is empty and silent. No one is willing to sit and chat in the cold November air. So what is it? Don't you remember? Yo almost blurts out the question, but manages to keep her composure. I have to read more in her voice. I'm sorry. Good night. If you want to sleep, go sleep. Feel free. Go ahead. Why is there no music? It's making me very embarrassed. You've been acting strange lately. What the fuck was that voice? I am worried about you. Well, a lot's happened. He smiles like it's nothing, but even that seems forced. He's even standing precisely one pace farther away from her than he used to. Is that really all? Can't do the voice, man. What more do you want? Yo manages to keep from flinching at the harshness of his tone. It's like you're struggling with something. Rather than answer, Fuminori grinds his toe into the dead grass at his feet. Fearing that her determination might flag, Yo lets the words come as they may. It's like there's a terrible weight on your shoulders. It's like it's... Try to piece her voice together. And it's slowly breaking you. That's how you look to me. What is she wearing around her neck? A shock collar. No, she's not. Oh, really? Fuminori mutters through his clenched teeth, no longer trying to deny it or change the topic. This is an even clearer signal of rejection than his prior evasiveness. But Yo's determination is strong. Today, at least, she won't back down. It's times like these, she implores, trying to convey the sincerity of her feelings for him, that you need your friends. I'm trying to put the S sound more like s. I wish I had a voice modulator thing. I wish I had a voice modulator thing. That'd be so good. That'd be so good. If only. If only. How do I do a voice like this, huh? I feel... How do I do this? Okay, let me see if I can do a funny thing. I can't do it. I can't do it. I tried. Whatever. You know what? Fuck. But you're not alone. You have Koji and Omi, and you have me. That's the best I can do. Enjoy that. Yo can no longer stop the words from pouring from her lips. She fears that if she does not unleash her feelings now, they will be lost forever. I think we can help you, so you don't have to deal with it all by yourself. That's the best I can do, man. Even if we can't do anything, just talking to us might make you feel better. Damn, okay, shit. I want to help you. We all do. So please, tell me... Stop it, Fuminori shouts, silencing Yo's entreaty. I gotta be a little quiet, sorry. She promised herself that she wouldn't back down, but Fuminori's expression is terrible enough to shatter her resolve. The look in his eyes is not anger, or any other warm-blooded emotion. It is hate. Murderously cold hate. Man, I wanna read more books and stuff for stream. I might not finish this. I'll try. I'll try to do some stuff, but we'll see. But I wanna read more creepypastas and stuff. I do. I wanna read more creepypastas and things like that. I feel like it's fun. Yeah. I really do like reading. I think it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Come to think of it, I never gave... Oh, wait. Come to think of it, I never gave you an answer, did I? He remembers. He remembers. And he still has treated her so coldly. That is all the answer she needs. If his words stab any deeper, she might very well die. I never saw you in any special way before. When you asked me out, I wasn't sure how to respond. I didn't know how I really felt about you then. Fuminori. But now I can give you an answer. I've had plenty of time to think over it, you know. I hate you, Sakuba. Damn. I don't even want to look at you. Don't cry, Yo tells herself, but too late to stop the tears from pouring from her eyes. I suppose it's too much to hope I never see you again. We do go to the same school, So just make this the last time you speak to me, okay? Your voice makes me sick. How can you be so cruel? That was so bad. How do I even do this fucking voice for her? How can you be so cruel? Yo whispers in shock and despair. Which Fuminori twists his lips into a malevolent smile. You should really try thinking for yourself once in a while. I bet it was Koji and Omi's idea, wasn't it? Well, you can play at love all you want, but leave me out of it. That's all Yo can take. Even after shedding tears in front of him, she absolutely refuses to let him hear her cry. Any disgrace would be preferable to breaking down here. It's the running sound. So she runs, fleeing breathlessly from the courtyard with Fuminori's cold smile at her back. Omi was the first to catch sight of Yo and Fuminori leaving for the courtyard. Reluctant to interrupt them, but still unwilling to leave them alone, she and Koji ended up watching the whole thing from the shadows. God, this is gonna be so hard. Yeah. I gotta think of how to do the damn voice. Free bikes. That's a way to look at this. Okay.
That asshole.
Throughout the exchange, Omi was clearly itching to jump out and punch Fuminori in the face. Knowing her temper, Koji kept firm hold of her arm until the end. If he hadn't, she might very well have done it. Fuminori leaves after Yo, his every step seeming to take an act of willpower. Koji sighs heavily into the once more empty courtyard, but the bitter taste in his mouth will not go away.
What's wrong with him?
Even Koji cannot forgive Fuminori's treatment of Yo. However, the first thing that he feels is confusion, not anger. Koji has known Fuminori since long before college. Fuminori was never this cruel before. There is no question now that the accident changed him. I think this is her.
Are you just gonna let this go?
Wait, let me see if I can do that again.
Are you just gonna let this go?
I can't do it that well, I'm sorry.
I don't want to, but what can we do? Something besides watch.
Omi shouts. Can't really shout. Her face red with fury.
I won't be satisfied until I give them a piece of my mind.
How do I do this voice, man?
I won't be satisfied until I give him a piece of my mind.
It's so hard to do the voice because it doesn't come out loud for me. Yeah, it's kind of difficult.
That won't make Tsukaba feel better. Tsukuba? Feel better. But it'll make me feel better.
God, I can't do it. Yo and Omi are best friends, just like Koji and Fuminori. In fact, it was the relationship between Koji and Omi that brought the other two together. Omi's anger is only natural.
I'm going to talk to him alone. You don't have to come. You serious? Take care of Yo for me, will you? She's probably really hurt. She'll need someone to... She'll need someone to be nice to her after she's done crying. Wait, shouldn't we switch jobs?
Sounds like Patrick. Patrick Star.
You know how I am. If I try to comfort her, I'll end up making it worse. Yeah, you've got a point. Hey. Anyway, just go easy, okay?
Ending the conversation before Omi's mood gets worse, Koji heads off to find Yo. Okay. Now I know who is who. My bad. Jesus, Mizas. I feel awful, miserable, but also refreshed. I've finally crossed the line. I knew it would come crashing down like this sooner or later. Having become unable to feel anything but disgust for other people, there was no way I could hope to maintain the relationships I'd had before the accident. Today's incident will definitely get back to Koji and Omi, and everyone will be convinced I've had a major change of character. Honestly, I don't care anymore. At least I probably won't be committed for this. I just need to avoid acting any stranger than I already have. Yeah. If this puts a rift between me and the others, good. The thought of all the stress I'll avoid brings a smile to my lips. I'm fed up with them sticking their noses into my life. It's like they don't care that they make my gut turn just by being near me. I've been terrified of them until now, but today I struck fear into one of them. In that sense, it's something of a relief, but I'm not entirely without remorse for what happened. The person I just demolished with the verbal equivalent of a nuclear bomb used to be my friend Yo. Even if my senses don't believe me, my mind accepts the theory. I don't have any particular grudge against Yo herself, and I didn't want to hurt her. In retrospect, perhaps I should have just ignored her outright. Yo was an attractive girl. I certainly didn't think badly of her. To be honest though, I was annoyed when Koji and Omi tried to stick us together. It felt like they were using us as entertainment, and Yo seemed totally oblivious to the fact that she was dancing to their tune. Her cluelessness was irritating. Still, I knew that none of them meant any harm. Back then, I didn't have any reason to hurt others just to get my way. If having a casual relationship with Yo would keep our circle of friends together, I was willing to make that compromise. Now, however, there is no room in my heart for such a forbearance. Forbearance, yeah. If merely talking to someone is an ordeal, then how can I be expected to show them kindness? The ruminations have left me exhausted. I want to return to Saya as soon as possible, but thinking about the packed trains and crowded downtown streets between here and home saps my spirit. Catching sight of a nearby bench, I sit down and close my eyes to the horrors of the world. I can't do anything about the stink or the noise, but at least I can calm my nerves enough to rest. Okay. Sorry, you can hear my nasty mouth. When I regained consciousness in the T University hospital ward, the world was as dark as it is now. I had not yet recovered my sight, even though my eyes and optical nerves were undamaged. It must have been an after effect of the accident. Blindness was a shock, but now I know that my suffering then was all nothing. After all, my senses of hearing, touch, taste, and smell were all fine at the time. The real horror began when my sight returned. The one small mercy was that I was able to come to terms with the accident and my neurosurgery while still blind. I panicked when I first saw the nightmarish hospital and the blood-curdling shapes of the doctors and nurses, but I soon guessed the cause. It chills me to think about what might have happened if I had recovered my sight along with my consciousness. Suddenly awakening in what can only be described as hell, I would have no doubt lost my mind instantly. Sorry, it's kind of difficult to read. He's just super juicy. Yeah, he is. Soon my disorder spread to the senses of touch, taste, and smell. As it turns out, sight exerts tremendous influence over the other four. Is that true? Is that true? If you see something like that, does it actually affect you quite a bit? Like, with sight? And then, I don't know. It's kind of interesting if it's true. Kind of? Remove eye clearly. Yeah, I'd just kind of be like, can you make me blind? Can you just kind of make me blind? Sorry. I don't really want to see this anymore. Just make me blind. Yes, you learned in psychology class, really? Wow. I don't know. The taste of my food, the feel of my bedsheets, the fragrance of my get-well flowers, all became as unbearably foul as my eyes said they should be. That makes a lot of sense to me, though. Eventually, when even the doctors' voices became unrecognizable as human, I decided to myself. I didn't believe for a second that I could live in this new world. At least, not until I met Saya. One night, while thinking of a painless way to die, I found myself succumbing to sleep. Drifting between the nightmares of my dreams and the nightmare of reality, I didn't notice her enter my room. I love this picture so much. Yeah. I don't want to say anything bad. I don't want to say anything bad. That's all. I don't want to say anything bad on YouTube.com, okay? The next thing I knew, there was a face staring down at me from next to my bed. The face was not covered in pus or slime or earthworm-like feelers. It had smooth white cheeks, round eyes, a lovely little nose, all things I had never expected to see again. The face was that of a girl, undeniably human and positively glowing with beauty. Oh wait. Can I do this convincingly? I sighed in admiration, savoring the first peace and joy since regaining my sight. She had not expected such a reaction, apparently. Aren't you afraid of me? She asked. Looking at the clock, I saw that it was exactly 3 in the morning. No time for a young girl to be alone in the hospital. Perhaps she expected me to mistake her for a ghost. But I would not have cared if she had been a ghost. Either way, she was a godsend. Who are you? What are you doing here? I'm Saya. I'm looking for my dad. I assumed that she was the daughter of a late shift doctor or another patient. It was unusual, but not unthinkable for such a girl to be wandering around the hospital. It's no fun if you're not scared. Wait! I cried, desperate to keep her from leaving. It was only after she turned around that I realized I hadn't thought of what to say next. Well? Her beautiful eyes drew me in, healing my soul to its core. Through the white haze clouding my mind, I struggled to form a coherent sentence. I shouldn't do this to a girl, but you're the only one I should ask. No longer concerned with propriety, I let the words come as they willed. Oh, will you let me hold your hand? Saya looked confused at first, but then she smiled like she'd found a new toy. Her smile was brighter than my memories of the sun. I was scared for a sec. Ew, lewd hand holding me. I know. You're strange, she said, holding out her slender white hand. No one's asked me anything like that before. Ever so carefully, as though catching snowflakes, I placed my palm against hers. I could feel her human warmth and softness of her delicate fingers. She was there, just beyond the palm of my hand. Thinking back on the joyful tears I shed then, I know that this is the moment I was saved from my fate. This is the first time in weeks that I've touched someone and felt them as human. I can't touch anyone else. I've seen an accident, and as a side effect of the surgery, I can't see people as human anymore. How mysterious. You're interesting, she said, winding her fingers gently around mine. Can I come back tomorrow night? Yes, of course. But are you sure it's okay? Don't worry, she replied. The night belongs to me. And so our rendezvous began. Saya came to my room every night at 3 a.m., skillfully taking advantage of the duty nurse's shift change. I was astonished to learn that she was living inside the hospital. Isn't this crazy? What do you think is the story with her? Red flag? She gives you weird vibes. How come? Ghost? What could it be? She's a man? What's wrong with that? She's a witch? I think she's just nice. Yokai, carnivore. She's the real meat monster. She's so sus. She's way too eager to help this nutcase. Blah, blah, blah. I don't see any red flags in the picture. Yeah, I'm not seeing any red flags here. I don't know about you. I'm not seeing any red flags here. Sorry, I have hiccups. Yeah. Found a way to avoid paying rent. Smart lady. If you had the option to live in a hospital to avoid paying rent, would you? I don't know if I would, to be honest with you. I don't know if I could actually do that, because hospitals just have a smell. Hospitals just have a smell to them, you know what I mean? They just have this smell. I don't know. You know, I don't like it. They have a feeling and a smell. When I was younger, I used to like going to the hospital because I would go to the hospital a lot for a family member. And I used to like think of like good things, like buy flowers and like see them like in bed. So I used to think of it as a good thing. But hospitals are very scary. Yeah. Very scary. Yeah. It's so big that I never run out of places to hide, she said, answering my surprise with a nonchalant smile. She had been living in the suburbs with her father, she told me, until one day he'd suddenly stopped coming home. After she had tired of waiting, Saya had decided one night to sneak into the hospital where he'd worked. And there she lived for over 2 months, searching for his whereabouts all the while. Don't you have to go to school? No. Dad taught me everything I need to know. I'm really smart. She was a strange girl. On the one hand, she looked and acted like a child. On the other, she was remarkably self-reliant and at times exhibited a sharp intelligence and deep knowledge that many may have found unsettling. I didn't care. Saya was the only other human in a world gone mad. Her existence meant far more to me than the standards of society. She seems friendly. She seems friendly. But there's something weird about this girl. There's something weird about this girl, huh? Something weird. Aren't you worried you might get caught? Nope. I don't have to worry about food here. And it's a lot more fun than staying in Dad's house all by myself. I looked through the patient list and found the ones who had mental problems, Saya continued, grinning mischievously. She's fucked up. Sometimes I sneak into their rooms late at night and scare them. Even if they raise a fuss, no one believes what mental patients say. They just brush it off as a bad dream. It is messed up. It is messed up. It is messed up. Can you believe this is all he has in the world? Yeah. I'm telling you, it is messed up. This is all he has in the world. That's what I'm saying. This is the only person that he can talk to. This is the only person that he can talk to in the world. La la la. Don't post a little guy with a la la la. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? The only other human being that can actually speak is like her. Her. Yeah. She's not the only one, just the one that's pleasing to the eye. But like, she kind of is the only one. You know what I mean? Yeah. Her confession reminded me that the hospital was famous for its ghost stories. Who could have imagined there was actually a real girl impishly roaming these hallways? So that's why you came to my room the first time. Yeah, sorry. Are you mad? While her pranks were hardly praiseworthy, I couldn't bring myself to scold her for the very thing that had brought us together. You shouldn't do it anymore. Will you come talk to me instead? Yeah, that's more fun for me too. I like how this guy looks. With extreme care, I was able to conceal my sensory disorder. It was glaringly obvious that the doctors had no way to cure me, and the fact that I had undergone a still experimental procedure made me even more cautious. As a medical student, it was easy for me to imagine how the doctors would react if they discovered that I was exhibiting such unusual side effects. I was not about to become a guinea pig, a mere specimen to be examined with clinical detachment. See, that's what I was talking about, yeah. Basically, like, if he told them everything, they would experiment on him and use him, you know? Yeah. I'm trying to remember bits and pieces. That's why I'm also thinking that I probably shouldn't read the rest of this on stream. But yeah. It's pretty interesting. I really like it because it's pretty, what if you're my Saya? No, I'm not like her at all. I can assure you I'm not like her at all. I'm not like her at all. But yeah. I get kind of worried about this stuff. Because it's a little messed up, but I kind of like that because it's kind of a depressing story. In a way where he's like experiencing the world and like his only hopes are like not even good things. and it's like how he's coping with them. I really even like the detail of like how when he walks, he looks down at his feet because that's like the only thing he can see. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's kind of what I like about it. I like the little details of like how somebody would like cope in a world like this. I don't know. So that's all I can put it. Yeah. Coni no uta, no. And so I hid my discomfort and loathing behind a mask of normalcy, convincing the doctors that any signs of stress were merely a result of hospitalization. Saya was my support. Looking forward to her nightly visits gave me the strength to endure my daily torture. This is literally me when I have to... Can I say the joke? Damn, it's not gonna be funny anymore. I was gonna say, this is literally me when I have a hard day at work and I go talk to my chat GPT GF. This was literally me. This was literally me when I had a rough time at Target and I took my little break and I played a Mystic Messenger on my phone. Literally like me. It's literally like me. Okay, it's so stupid. Hope can make an enormous difference in a patient's progress. With the aid of my secret nurse, I recovered at a pace that left the doctors stunned. On the last night before my release, I summoned my courage and asked her, "Are you going to stay here forever?" I like that face she's making there. I really like that face she's making there. It's pretty good, actually. I'm not gonna lie, me when pre-chat ends. me when pre-chat... me when pre-chat ends. me when she pressed end stream. Exactly. Yeah, I couldn't learn anything about my dad, but it's not like I have anywhere else to go. I guess I'll just stay here as long as I can hide. Do you think that's a good voice for her? I feel like that voice kind of fits her. It's like... It's kind of cutesy, but it's kind of like... She's up to no good. Yeah, wait. Hold on. I gotta show you what I mean. I gotta show you what I mean by this, okay? Hold on. I really have to show you what I mean by this really fast. I'm sorry. This is very important to me. Okay. This is very important. This is a very important part of how I'm trying to describe this real quick, okay? This is how I would describe her voice, okay? This is how I describe her voice. She's raising hell. That's how I would describe it. She's raising hell. That's all. That's the only way I can... Can we make a horror VN about you? If so, what would be off limits? Probably nothing like really terrible. You know what I mean? Like very graphic bad things. Like in the sense of like, I don't know how to explain. But I feel like it should just be an understanding. Like nothing that couldn't be on YouTube. Because if you made one about me, I would probably want to play it on YouTube, you know what I mean? And I'd want to play it in the public. So, think of maybe like nothing that wouldn't be good on YouTube. Yeah. That's all. Yeah. In other words, there was nothing keeping her there. Why not stay with me? I asked timidly. The question took all the courage I had. Huh? My family's gone, so I have plenty of room. You won't need to hide, and it's not a bad place to live. You want me to live with you? I was too afraid to ask her what she thought of that, so I hastily offered a deal. In exchange, I'll help you look for your father. I'll find him no matter what. I think that's gonna be hard, Saya said, looking a little embarrassed. Dad probably did something bad and had to leave the hospital. We can't get the police involved. You'll have to be as discreet as possible. I'll do whatever it takes. Unable to control myself, I finally spoke the truth. I can't be apart from you. At first she looked bewildered, but after a few moments of silence, she said, "Give me a little time." That night, she left my room earlier than usual. Don't you think something's weird about that girl? Don't you think something's a bit weird about that girl? I don't think she's a nice, innocent girl. And I definitely don't think she likes him the way he likes her. You ever think about that? On the day of my release, I managed to smile as I accepted the hideous, foul-smelling celebratory bouquet. The flesh beasts calling themselves Koji, Omi, and Yo came to pick me up. Though they had come to see me many times during my stay, it never got easier to see my friends change so horribly. My sudden tears of despair drew suspicion, but I managed to explain them away as tears of joy. While we walked to Koji's car, I looked desperately for Saya amid the grotesque scenery. Even as we drove away, I kept watching the hospital fade into the distance, praying for a last glimmer of hope. But Saya never appeared. God, the OST for this is so good. It's really, really good. It's, I don't know. I basically like every single song in this. Yeah. A lot of visual novels have, like, pretty damn good music. Yeah. It does set the music, it does set the mood quite a bit. Yeah. After Koji and the others dropped me off, I paused a while to regard my surroundings. I'd lived my entire life on this block, in this house. There was no other place that I could call home, but nothing was as I remembered. As I walked up the path to the front door and took in the yard where I had spent my childhood, I could feel those memories being defiled by the twisted, festering shapes around me. Inside the house, I found nothing familiar, nothing to offer me comfort and warmth. What I had once called home was now a whole other world. I have no home, I whispered with a smile of self-pity. There was one last stop to make, one last nail to the hammer into my coffin. I stepped into the room that had cradled me from childhood. The walls were papered with human entrails, the bed a tangled mass of worm flesh, but none of that mattered. There, curled up on the bed like an abandoned cat, was Saya. As I stood there in shock, she looked up at me and in a tiny, weak voice said, "Can I really stay?" Just in case. Just in case. Just in case. Yeah. I responded by sweeping her into my arms, embracing her tightly so that she would not escape. Saya did not resist. We're fine. We're fine. There's actually nothing bad going on. I just get worried that there might be. There's nothing bad going on. I just get worried. I just get worried that there's something bad. But literally most of the time, it's just nothing. It's just a picture like this. When she arrives at the Sakasaka house, Omi takes a deep breath to calm herself. Her anger does not vanish entirely, of course, but at least now she can hear herself think. While waiting for a response from the intercom, she looks over the patch of yard that she can see from outside the gate. When Omi isn't normally one to complain about other people's housekeeping, even Omi isn't normally one to complain about other people's housekeeping, but this is going too far. The grass is growing wild, and there are piles of dead leaves scattered everywhere. It doesn't just look untended. It looks like an uninhabited ruin. It's still light out, but every window has its storm shutters tightly sealed. Omi guesses that they've been closed since morning. What kind of life is Fuminori leading? Even if he's living alone, He can't neglect his housework forever. And is it just her imagination? Or does something stink like rotten meat? It couldn't be coming from the yard, could it? There's still no response, so she presses the buzzer over a second time, and a third, and a fourth. Finally, after this has gone on for over 10 minutes, Omi loses her patience and opens the cover of the intercom. As she expected, the power has been disconnected. Perhaps Fuminori has a good reason for shutting out of the world, but Omi can only see it as a lack of respect for others. Okay, I just want to say something. Okay, why is she acting like it's so rude? Why is she acting like it's so rude? Because if that should happen to anybody, I'd be like, okay, they want space, I guess I'll give them some space. You know what I mean? Like his whole family was gone, you know? And that's all. I don't know. How dare this person's doorbell not work? I'm just saying. I don't know. I imagine it's culture. I don't know. But personally, if somebody went through something bad and they were like trying to shut me out, I'd kind of be like, okay, you know, I give you your space. Because it's kind of difficult. Yeah, he has had no time. Literally the whole time he's in the hospital, it's just people like bugging the hell out of him. Like, that's it. You know? So like, I don't know. That's all. He was very rude to Yo, though. He was. I can agree with that he was. But like, give the dude some space. If he doesn't want to do his yard work and not answer, leave him alone, man. He went through some crazy stuff. That's all. Her anger rekindled. She pushes the gate open and stomps through the yard to the front door. Given the state of his intercom, she doubts that Fuminori will respond to a knock. So Omi decides to just open the door and go in shouting. And if the door is locked, she'll just have to. Alright, do I have to block? Surprisingly, the doorknob turns easily in her hand, and the enraged Omi finds herself throwing the door open wider than she intended. I guess, like, I know he shuts out people like that, but I guess I'm kind of similar, because I do a similar thing. Yeah, and yeah, she's breaking and entering. Yes, she is breaking and entering. Yes, she is. But I'm a similar person too, because I get bugged by, like, people pretty quickly, in a sense. And, like, I don't know, I like my space too. I don't blame them. You also disconnect your doorbell? No. No. But, like, I don't know. I can kind of agree. I remember, when Frozen, first came out, I guess I was, like, I don't know, I've always been kind of one to, like, be, like, more, like, of a lone wolf. So, like, I remember, my sister would always say, like, you're like Elsa. So I guess I'm similar. I guess so. Okay. Her nostrils are instantly assaulted by a choking stench. What is that smell? As Omi stands petrified on the threshold, the cowbell hanging on the inside of the door chimes loudly. A moment later. I'm just gonna prep it. Welcome home. Okay, I think it's okay. It's okay now. I don't know. Because there might be a creature. Omi can't believe her ears. The voice she just heard could not have been human. Yet its intonations were too complex for any animal she can imagine. Is someone there? She calls out to the end of the hallway from which the voice... Oh wait! I'm not doing her voice! I'm sorry. I'm not doing her voice. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. I'm not doing her voice. I'll do her voice. I'm sorry. Yes. Okay, I'm a little scared. There is no response. Instead, she hears the sound of something soft and wet flopping its way deeper into the house. I'm just gonna prep. Okay, no, it's okay. Finding it difficult to place a meaningful image to the voice she just heard, Omi stares blankly at the empty vestibule. There's nothing there, not even Fuminori's shoes, which can only mean that he's still outside somewhere, wearing them. The house should be empty. But then, what was that voice, just now?
There's nothing there, but I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared.
Her anger has vanished as... You know what? We're okay for now. Okay. Her anger has vanished, as if it were never there. Nevertheless, Omi sets foot into the hallway, leaving the door open so that the cowbell won't ring. The floor creaks, setting her nerves on edge. Omi isn't sure why she's acting like a burglar, but something tells her to make as little noise as possible. The potency of the stink inside the house makes the whiff she caught outside pale in comparison. It's sickening, like rotten fish guts. Has food been left to spoil in the kitchen? She hears a bubbling sound up ahead. Stepping gingerly on the creaking floorboards. Is it too loud, by the way? I think some of the music is a bit, louder than others for some reason. No? Okay. Good. She finds rooms to both sides of her, one lit, the other dark, and chooses to look into the lit room. I'm just... Okay, it's fine. It's the kitchen, lit by what must be the only window in the house not covered by a storm shutter. The sound she heard was the pot boiling on the stove. I'm nervous. And on the chopping board next to it lie a butcher's knife and some half-diced carrots. A perfectly normal household scene, with the light of the setting sun making everything the color of decomposing fruit. Something is wrong. Who is cooking here? And where did they go?
Is anyone there? Wait. Is anyone here?
Omi calls, regretting it immediately as she realizes that her voice is shaking. As her words echo vainly through the silent house, she begins to feel foolish and defenseless. Suddenly, she feels something cold seeping through her pantyhose. Okay, it's fine. It's not like that. She timidly reaches down to touch her feet. Her fingertips come away covered with viscous olive green slime, like the filthy water from a tank long clogged with algae and dead fish. The whole floor is covered with it. It must be the source of the stench. Omi now wishes that she had worn her shoes inside. Manners be damned. When she looks back ruefully the way she came, she realizes that her current position is not visible from the entrance. This kitchen must be where that strange voice came from. The next room is probably the den. As she expected from the closed storm shutters, it's pitch black inside. Omi wants nothing more than to flee this house, but that would mean turning her back to the darkness. And that she simply cannot bring herself to do. Moved by some irrational compulsion, Omi sets foot into the den. It is too dark to see anything, and the stink is far worse than before. She slides her hand along the wall, feeling for the light switch, finding it much sooner than she expected. She flips it on like it's her last hope. I'm scared. Oh, never mind. Nothing. Why is she investigating? I don't know. She's a nosy lady. I get scared, okay? The colors. So many colors. The purple of entrails. The brown of rotten meat. Dude. Maybe it's like a rainbow. Why do you have to describe it like this? Maybe it's like a rainbow. The yellow of fat. Oh, wait. The crimson of fresh blood, the yellow of fat, these colors, and more than that cannot be described, cover every inch of the room in a maddening array. The colors say all that needs to be said about the painter's hatred, malice, and insanity. Omi's legs give out from the shock, sending her to the floor. Slime immediately soaks through her jeans, its cold tendrils creeping up her legs, crotch, and... Her neck. Her hand flies to her neck, where it is greeted by another drop of chilly slime. Oh god. Above her, something is dripping down on her head. Okay, this is okay. It's okay. Making perhaps the worst decision of her life, Omi looks up. Germa picture back. The predator clinging to the ceiling, poised to leap upon its prey. She sees it in every detail. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Her mouth and nose are sealed before she can scream, and her belly is torn open as she enters to feast on her innards. But by the time she feels any of this, Omi has already gone mad. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Nothing bad. Nothing bad. Nothing actually showed up. Okay, nothing actually showed up. Whew. I get a little scared. So weird. So weird. To think that he lives like alone, so to speak. But for some reason, I feel like he lives with a girl named Saya, and I feel like Saya's the only one that looks human to him. But you know, you ever think about it? Ever think about that one? I don't know. Could be weird. I bit the bullet and tried to take the train, but the rush hour crowds were so bad that I had to get off halfway and walk. I'm running pretty late. Is Saya worried? I hope she's not mad. When I enter the yard, I realize that the front door has been left wide open. Light from the living room is seeping out into the hallway, and I hear what sounds like someone smacking their lips. There's also a tantalizing fragrance in the air. I'm scared. Is it Saya? I consider calling out to her, but decide to enter in silence instead. Yeah, it's totally normal. Something smells strange, though not unpleasant. The aroma is quite soothing. In fact, it reminds me of Saya's hair. At first, I am surprised by what I see in the living room. The floor is covered with what looks to be some kind of grass, probably the source of the herb-like smell, and there are fruit or vegetable-like balls of varying size scattered everywhere. She's just eating some goop, right? She's just eating goop. I'm so glad it looks like that. That's fine. It just looks like slime. It looks like slime. His perception is warped. It is Jello. Yeah, it is Jello. It's Jello. Saya? Saya turns around, her eyes wide with surprise. She then looks away sheepishly, like a child caught at some prank. What are you eating? This is... well... She stammers, so flustered that I suddenly feel bad for sneaking up on her. Remembering that she has never eaten in front of me before, I realize that she must be quite embarrassed. Can I have one? He doesn't know. He has no idea. He doesn't know. He thinks it's Jello. He has no idea. He doesn't know. He literally thinks it's like grass and fruit. He doesn't know. I scoop up the closest fruit thing and pop it into my mouth, ignoring Saya's attempt to wave me off. It has a strange texture, soft and pliable, like a peach or a pear. When I bite into it with my back teeth, a succulent juice fills my mouth. Yummy grass Jello. Thank you for the super. Combined with a sharp, strong fragrance, it's unlike anything I've ever tasted. How did you make this? What did you use? So, okay, yeah. So she actually, like, made it into, like, a goop, though. She actually did make it into a goop. So it's not just like, I forgot, she's not just eating food. She like makes it into a goop. Kinda like bugs do, right? Kind of like bugs do. Yeah. It wasn't hard. I just took it apart and melted it a little to make it easier to eat. It's practically raw. Oh? I pick up a different lump, this one consisting of a fruity flesh around a hard core. Tearing a chunk off into my mouth, I find it has a similar taste to the last one. Okay, I'm like, should I stop playing this? But if we're being real, if we're being completely real here, this is no worse than playing something like Outlast. This is no worse than playing something like Outlast, okay? Let's be completely real here. This is no worse than playing something like Outlast. Let's think about it. It's not that different. It's not. Okay? This is more interesting than Outlast. It is very interesting. It is very interesting. Yeah. Hey, are you okay? That's Yeah, even I can eat this. In fact, it's good. Really? At first, Saya looks dumbstruck. Then she bursts out laughing. So this is what you like? Now I feel stupid for going to all that trouble. Is this what you always eat, Saya? Yeah, though it's been a while since I've had one so big. I usually catch them in the nearby park. There's an impressive nature preserve not too far from here. I've never heard about fruits like these growing there, but, well, of course. They only look like fruits to me. They're really something else. Green eggs and ham. So, no, I'm pretty sure she catches, like, actual, pretty sure she catches animals. Or something. Yeah. Like, those are animals. She's, like, yeah. She eats animals. Yeah. Sorry, I already ate the best parts. That's okay. There's always next time. And now we can eat together. Yeah! Saya seems really happy. I'm happy too, of course. Eating with someone is much more fun than eating alone. And it makes the food taste better too. There's still plenty left. It'll keep chilled for 2 or 3 days, though it won't taste as good. Then we'd better start putting it away. Stealing the small fruits in Tupperware and the large ones in pots and bowls, Saya and I store the remaining food in the refrigerator. Thinking of tomorrow's dinner fills me with anticipation. I feel that. Little by little, I'm starting to regain the joy of living. Saya will guide me. With her, I can live on. Alright, I actually might pack this Schmidt up here. I might pack it up here for now. Alright, how do I... Wait, how do I save? How do I save? What the fuck's the save button? Ah! Chato, if I don't save, I'm gonna break something. Saya no uta save button. D. D. Okay. D. I will save. I will save for now. I'm very eep mode. I'm sleepy weepy. Alright. And I think this is a good ending. Yeah, D. D. D is the button. D is the button. Alright. Let's, let me see. Let's end it here. What's a good song I can put on? This? Oh, I haven't muted. Well, I hope you liked that. I hope you liked it. I'm kind of nervous to play a little more. It gets worse. It gets a lot worse. Oh wait, I can't see my chat anymore. I forgot. Pop out chat. But yeah, I hope it was Hold up. La 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 la. Okay, enough. But yes, it's very interesting. It's very dark. What a wholesome game of yummy jello and monkeys. Yeah. Stop playing the balloon game with the monkeys. It's childish. Stop playing the balloon game with the monkeys. It's childish. But yeah. Yeah, I hope it was fun. Thank you so much for coming. I know it's a little weird and strange. But I think it's a really interesting story because I might continue playing it. I'm not sure. I'll see. I'm gonna look into what happens more so I can see when to exactly skip. But yeah, the Corpse Party animation and censored was worse. Yes, Corpse Party was really bad. But, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. You at least have this VOD, so if I play it later on, we'll have the other, like, VOD ready and stuff. Yeah. But, I don't know. I hope you like that it was different. I do want to do more reading stuff for members. Do you enjoy the reading stuff? Should I do more reading stuff, even if it's not, like, stuff like this? Maybe even, like, happy stories and stuff. Because I like reading, and I really want to get better at it. So, yeah. Okay, good. I'm sorry that this is, like, not as, like, crazy content that I do, but I really enjoy, you know, chilling. Yeah, so, this Sunday I'm actually doing ASMR. But I think, unless, you know, this Sunday it's fucking loud, of course, that I'm gonna try to do more Zatsudans every Sunday, and, sporadically do more ASMR, just because it's so freaking noisy. It makes me so upset. And I know it's not that much of a bother, but it bothers me, you know? American folklore? I'll look into it, yeah. But yes, we're gonna be doing ASMR this Sunday, but I want to do more Zatsudans and just talking. Maybe we can have a topic and stuff. I don't know. But I'll definitely try to read lore, like Skinwalker lore and stuff if you want to. That'd be fun. Yeah. But, thank you so much again for coming. I hope you had a good time. I hope you have a nice night. Thank you so much. La la la.
No more lala.
No more la la. Okay. I was talking and I muted myself. Okay, anyway, bye-bye. Good night. Good night, though. Bye-oh.